family. Here we go. Peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it's always smoke to the COINTELPRO boxing fan. I'm going to get everybody some time to come in. Starting a little early. Got a few minutes. So when people do watch this live, they can just fast forward a little bit. But I wanted to give people time to come in and get comfortable. Come on in. The water is warm. And it's not gonna hurt nothing. I started a little early. How come I can't ever see this thing? Oh, that's why. Okay. So I put my hand like that. Okay. All right. Give it a few minutes. It's supposed to start at 2. Give it a few minutes. It's better to be early than to be late. Come on in, family. Come on in. Had a good 4th of July. Had some barbecue. So today I'm trying to detox. Got this fruit, right? You got the fruit. Got the water. Try to flush everything on out. Chase, what's going on? We're going to talk about insanity. Insanity in the sport of boxing before I head to the gym. All right, got you. What's going on, Jared Green? Jared Green, what's happening? All right. Oh, man. All right, we got people coming in, so check it out, everybody. Look, right now, there's a lot of insanity going on, all right, in the sport of boxing, and I want to address it. What is insanity? Insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. And as far as us who call ourselves Black American boxing fans, we keep falling for the same trick over and over again. Now, if you aren't black, if you aren't or consider yourself a Black American, you still can learn something from this, because the same tricks they do on us, they're going to do on you as well. But those of us who know our history in the sport of boxing, going all the way back to Jack Johnson, you know what we've been through, okay? And I want to talk about that and the tricks that are going to be used again, that are happening right now in real time. So every time I start a video, what do I say to the family? Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, family. Patrice X30. Salute, family. I got some backup. Peace, Linwood King. So when I start my videos, family, what do I say? I say peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it's always smoke for the COINTELPRO boxing fan. Why do I call them COINTELPRO boxing fan? When I say it, so you all know that I'm speaking to my people. I'm speaking to those of those who are among us who act like they're our friend, but really are used as agents of chaos. They say, hey, brother, this, hey, sister, this, but then when they are offered the right amount of money, they turn their backs on their people. If we could learn anything from the Mexican fan base, we could learn that they are on code. Look at all the things that have been happening over the past months in their community, dealing with the ICE raids, dealing with Eddie Reynoso's gym, dealing with Chavez Jr. being snatched up. Have we seen any videos by Mexican content creators dragging these people? I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one. But if that was one of ours, we would have a brother that would have a whole channel about dragging one of our own brothers. And quite frankly, if I was a Mexican content creator, you know they have every reason to sell out right now because it would be comfortable for them. It would be comfortable for them. It's not about what we never know or not. This is a fact. What I'm saying, this isn't a subjective thing. This is a fact. The fact is that the Mexican fan base, the Mexican boxing fan base, stay on code. That's not my opinion. That is a fact. Okay? Even if you call them out and you call someone out on their hypocrisy, if you say, hey, you all say you don't like slick fighters and you want the Mexican boxing style, but one of your greatest fighters was Salvador Sanchez, who had an afro, who fought like a black American. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. It happened before I was born. But let's stay on topic. But our people will create a whole channel about dragging each other. So what is a COINTELPRO boxing fan? These agents of chaos. Let's get into it. We talk about the history of boxing. We talk about going back to Jack Johnson. We talk about there always being a need to have a great white hope. Okay? Now, this isn't talked about a lot, but before Tommy Morrison, let's take it back, y'all. Let's go back to the 90s. Before Tommy Morrison got beat by Ray Mercer, they were calling Tommy Morrison the great white hope, the next great white hope. Okay? They were calling him the best thing they seen since Prime Tyson. This is what they were saying about Tommy Morrison. All right? Follow me now. Follow me. And we had people, we had brothers among us who were hopping on the train as well. Now, this is a time, family, where our heavyweight division was still stacked. This was during the time where we still had heavyweights from the UK and from America stacked. But when Tommy Morrison came along, boom. Hey, Tommy's in Rocky V. They got little dolls of Tommy just like that, right? Okay. So he gets beat by Ray Mercer, and rest in peace to Tommy Morrison. But he gets beat by Ray Mercer, and this isn't so much about Tommy as a person, because Tommy did what he was supposed to do. This is more about showing the hypocrisy among us and our people. So when Tommy Morrison gets beat by Ray Mercer, and people were upset on the brutality of the knockout and the ref not stopping that fight when it seemed like he should have. But they had no problem with Wilder bloodied and blood running out of his ears. They had no problem with seeing Wilder getting pummeled round after round. But let's stay on that great white hope for a second. Let's stay on that for a second. Britton Pittman. Now, before I block Britton, let me show you this. Now, you have this devil, or it could be a black person faking to be a white man. I'm talking to my people, And like a devil, he comes in to my chat calling the N-word. Family, I want you to see that race plays a part of this. I don't even go anywhere for this man to even know me. And this Bretton Pittman person, you would never approach me, never in your life approach me and call me the N-word. So matter of fact, you just sit on in and listen up, because I know the devil's getting uncomfortable hearing this. But that goes to show you, family, even when I'm trying to build with my black and brown people, talk about history, you have wicked devils like this, spineless keyboard warriors like this, who somehow find my small channel to say the N-word like the coward that they are. And now that I've said my piece to him, we're going to go ahead and get him out of here. But this is what we deal with. So anytime somebody tries to tell you it ain't got nothing to do with it, that's a bunch of crap. So that happens with Tommy Morrison. And even though they praised the Klitschko's, so this person has made a bunch of channels. I need to get some wrenches, I see. Matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. All right, so check this out, family. I'm going to need to talk to my brother Drew and figure out how to do this whole wrench thing, because I know my brothers and sisters in the chat will get these devils up out of here. But that goes to show you that they're sitting in the background watching. The only way a racist could find my channel, as small as my channel is right now, is if they're either on Drew's channel watching, or Champside's channel, or the General's channel. Those are the only 3 channels I'm on. That's the only way that they can find my channel. So family, that goes to show you. And these devils are so stupid. If I were them, I wouldn't even say anything. They don't even know how to do a COINTELPRO type of thing correctly. You're supposed to be silent. Well, I don't know that you're here. But see, now, tomorrow morning, I'm going to go to my brothers and let them know that we have people who are definitely just sitting like the agents that they are watching these channels. But let's go on. And best believe, have your fun today. Because once I pass the wrenches to my brothers and sisters, they'll get you out of here quick. So make as many channels as you want. But this goes to show you the sociopathic, wicked, spineless Neanderthal, Sambo people who, hey, they might be brothers acting like they're white, or they might just be racist keyboard warriors who sit on black boxing platforms, who really talk to each other about our issues, and they're just sitting there watching. That's the only way you can find this channel. I have 145 subscribers. The only way they can find my channel is if they've been watching the General, Champside, or our brother Drew's channel. Family, pay attention, because this is what we're dealing with. These are the type of cowards we're dealing with. And this is why it matters what we say to each other. This is why it matters, because they're sitting there watching, taking back what we're saying to cause more division. But let's get back to this great white hope. Tommy Morrison passes away, family. Okay? We don't really have a big, even though they tried to promote, you would have thought the Klitschko's were American, the way they tried to promote them on ESPN back in the day, on HBO. You would have thought that all of these European heavyweights were American the way they promoted them, right? Now I want you all to go back to last year. I want you to go back a few years ago. And we were all having this debate whether Jake Paul will be good for boxing or bad for boxing. And we're clashing about it, right? We're clashing. And this is what I was told. I was told, Coach, don't worry about that. This is just an exhibition. This isn't going to go far. When Jake Paul started knocking out fighters like Tyron Woodley, started knocking out people that we thought would have got him out of here, I told you, I said, listen, I hear what you all are saying. I know it is an exhibition, but this still is a chance, whether it's fake or not, for boxing to have a great white hope that they can bet on, and he has in the contract that he wins. Now, I don't know if it was the WBC or the WBO, but one of them has this man ranked as number 14. But remember, you all told me, you said, Coach, don't worry about that. So now they have a chance to be the great white hope, to have a great white hope, and this happened on our watch. We laid the foundation for that. So we have had decades and decades of black and brown fighters pummeling each other's head in, risking their lives, sacrificing their blood, sweat, and tears so that fighters today can make seven-figure payouts. Right? Jake Paul doesn't have to go to USA Boxing. Jake Paul doesn't have to do what all these other fighters have done. And look where he is. He puts on the biggest event in the sport of boxing last year. And this is on our watch because we refuse to stick together. We refuse to call out the best to fight the best. Over and over again, we forget. Everybody else is sticking together but us. We have a female, Clarissa T-Rex Shields, calling out the best. She goes over to the UK to fight Savannah Marshall. And she's playing, I forgot what song she was playing, but she got DMX playing. I hear DMX voice go off. She come out with the American flag on her shorts. And I mean, she repping. I'm like, man, boy, look at that excellence. I wish our brothers were on the same page. The consequences. We laid that foundation. Now, why does this matter? I keep telling you, family, insanity is for us to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. But guess what? Everybody else is on code on what they want to do. So in 1920, they wanted a great white hope in that ring. And in the 1990s, they wanted a great white hope. And in 2025, they want a great white hope. So when we who don't stick together, you think that because if you praise who they want to be their great white hope, that some of the pressure and some of the weight of oppression, some of the weight of bigotry is going to be off of your shoulders. That's not how it works, family. Shakur Stevenson, what coach been telling y'all the last year? Every single one of these brothers are going to get their wake-up call. That's just how it is. So now look how they talking to Shakur. Look what Turkey telling Shakur. I haven't seen Shakur get this mad yet, but Shakur had did an interview. It was either yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. And Shakur was like, man, you know, they can't tell me how to fight. F them. Every single one of them. Blah, 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 right? They tricked Shakur in his youth. They made Shakur believe that, hey, if you jump in that ring and disrespect Devin Haney after he beat our man, after he beat Loma, we got your back, brother. But that didn't happen. Coach, hover over their name and click the three dots that appear on the side. First of all, I done missed all these people. Shout out to Sugar Free Mars, Kamaran Fields, Miss Fields, Connor Webb. So this is somebody that's made like 5-10 channels to get in here and say pedophile and the N-word. But no, we're not gonna block them right now. We're not gonna block them right now. Because what they don't know, that we're all about to find out together, is that after 10 years of a decorated soldier in the United States military, I have a lot of friends at the Department of Homeland Security, so we're gonna make them stand on that hate. Queen Shawa, what's going on? Brother Reef, y'all, I gotta start doing this on the laptop. So I've actually blocked like 2, and this person has like 10 channels where they keep coming over here. So it is what it is. You got to ignore that until I get some wrenches. Okay. Patrice X30, mind you, Bill got drinks thrown on him after they beat Loma. Yep, that's right. Sure did. Do the same when you need to make someone, well, sugar-free teaching me. Hold on, y'all. Sugar-free in here teaching me. That's why you got to get you a beautiful black woman to have your back, because she going to make everything better. I'm trying to tell you. All right, hold on. Okay, so the queen said, if you press over their name, add, what is it? Add them as a moderator, or can review and remove chat messages and hide and put. Is that how you give it a wrench? Hold on. All right, sugar-free, tell me if you got a wrench now. The village brother. Sugar-free Mars, you should have a wrench. Let me see something. Oh, it's up now. It's up now. Yeah, it's up now. See, you damn devils. Hey, they gonna get you up out of here now. I got the front line in here. Hold on. All right, as a moderator, I already know who to pick on. Oh, y'all in trouble now. So now I don't have to cut my concentration to deal with no cowardly ass devil that's been sitting in the back like the parasite that they are and disturb my peace. But ain't that just like a devil? Ain't that just like a devil? We talking family talk, and the truth itself upsets them. Oh man. I know yeah. Look at this. Kayla Elizabeth, I'm from Russia. Look at this. Look at this, family. My little channel. They must have been watching me for a while. That is crazy. That is crazy. I got my sisters in here, so it's a wrap. I got 3 of them in here. It's a wrap. And as a moderator, all right, now I can focus on the family. Now I can focus on the family. So back to this. Check this out, family. A foundation was laid for someone like Jake Paul to be doing what he's doing. See? Queen Shower said they just see you live and they fall in. Okay, I got you. So let me focus. The family's telling me to focus and they gonna deal with the devils. Okay. So Shakur Stevenson, to our young brother, who I believe is getting a wake-up call. You did everything they asked you to do. You jumped in after the Lomachenko fight. You jumped in. You disrespected Devin Haney. You even told them how great Tyson Fury was. You did all of these things. And now you're seeing that they cannot use you as a puppet anymore. And they're talking about, someone even suggested that they make the ring smaller or somehow make the ring be able to go in by round. These are the things that are really being said. And this is an elite American champion. So I have to start asking myself, Who is talking to Turkey? Not only that, forget that for a second. Why the hell are we not in unison about this? I'll tell you why. Because as a unit, we keep being insane, expecting a different result. A hypocrite loves nobody. One of the worst things you can be is a hypocrite. Because the hypocrite, it is in their nature to always flop when it benefits to them. And it's two hypocrites that I want you all to pay attention to. Of course, one over the other. First of all, when Ryan Garcia, who is a king hypocrite, when the racism worked in his favor, he was all team Golden Boy, right? But now he's going on these rants because he can't get out of his contract, right? He's going on these rants, can't get out of his contract. And Golden Boy, he's turned on them because he is a hypocrite. Because he is a hypocrite. Now, family, hold on one second, because our brother Drew taught me how to do this. All right. Now, I know I can put this on. Hold on, chat. There you go. Okay, so next time, family, I'm gonna alter the chat so only you who have been who are moderators might be able to comment next time. But we're not gonna let that distract us. I want to talk about these hypocrites. Subscribers only, family. Subscribers only. Okay. Can I, Queen Fields, can I do that from here, or I have to do that once my live ends? Can I do the subscribers only now, or do I have to wait till the live ends? Let's see. It must be something going on in the atmosphere because these devils are disturbed. All right, Queen Sugar said I can do it now. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, because I seen Drew do it one time. Let me see. I feel like I'm going to press something. It's going to be the wrong thing. Okay, it says chat filter, community moderation. Ooh. All right, live chat. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, that boy smart. That boy smart. All right, hold on. Subscribers, only those who follow your channel for a set amount of time. So you can only, hold on, minimum subscriber, minimum. Only those who have followed your channel for a set amount of time can participate and send messages. Okay, we're gonna try this for now. Live commentary mode. Only viewers selected by the channel owner can send. I ain't mean to do that. Hold on, family. Community moderation. Subscribers only. Yeah, only those who follow your channel for a set amount of time. Yep. Anyone can participate. Cool. Let me see if my family still can. All right. So that should be only my subscribers. Okay. So we know that Ryan, God dang, man, they still coming in here. All right, well, Village Brother, we're going to go ahead and even this thing out. Village Brother, I'm going to give you a wrench because you come in every week. Let me see. As a moderator. But this is good practice because this was going to happen eventually. Yeah, this was going to happen eventually. They were coming, y'all. You can't put this type of truth out and they not come. You have to make it a set time. That way they won't be able to comment. Make it for a certain amount of time. Okay, so I did that, but it won't. So I clicked on the subscribers, and then it's like 20 minutes. That's not a lot of time, so. Yeah, that's weird. But all right, family. I gotta focus because we gotta get through this because I know a lot of my brothers and sisters are gonna be going live today, okay? So let's get through this because there's some things I want you all to have in your mind and those light bulbs to come on. This is what's about to happen. We have a card coming on in the next few months that I think is going to be one of the most electrifying cards in the sport of boxing. We have Abdullah Mason, Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney, Yarde versus David Benavidez, all on the same card. I don't care what nobody say. That's going to be a great card. But I'm not going to forget those of you who tried to cash in your chips by being a traitor to your people. We have to keep our eyes on Radio Raheem. And let me tell you why. I told you all on Champ Side. I told you all on the brothers Drew's channel. I said all of those who wanted to get a paycheck after being a pacifist for racists, after trying to basically build channels off of destroying and belittling top American black fighters, they are now going to start reeling it back in. Now, you might ask, well, Coach, why do they need to reel it back in? Because it's no longer going to be profitable for them. See, those, like some of the racists who were in my chat earlier, which is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? That means we going places. You know what I mean? Because the channel ain't that big, but they finding your boy. You feel me? But in real life, I promise they don't want the smoke. But on a high vibration, okay, we have all of these people who are now going to start acting like, what's up, bruh, man? What's good, bruh, man? Hi, brother. Hi, sister. I'm going to tell you, the minister used to say in Chicago, everybody that say assalamu alaikum don't mean that they with you, all right? Everybody that's shaking your hand and dapping you up, that don't mean they with you. Now watch Radio Raheem. Radio Raheem did 2 interviews. The first interview he did was with Danny Jacobs, right? And he's doing the interview with Danny like, man, I've been here waiting on you, rooting for you, da-da-da-da, talking that bruh man talk. And I'm sitting here like, look at this nigga here. Look at this Uncle Tom Shumbo shuck and drive nigga here. But I said, you know what? Hey, I'm glad to see Danny. So I'm going to listen to the interview. Man, I go get something to eat. An hour later, Radio Raheem was doing another interview with Roy Jones. Guess what he's asking Roy Jones, family? Guess what he tries to get Roy Jones to double down on while he's interviewing Roy Jones? He tries to get Roy Jones to double down on the no running Tom and Jerry BS. Radio Raheem, you know, I don't condone violence unless you try to bring violence to me. But Radio Raheem, you one of them brothers, man, that when Wilder was talking to you, you might need to get shook up a little bit. Because I see you ain't get it. I see he ain't get it. And then Roy told him, and Roy was like, no, we not doing that. Because see, Roy was going with him for a little minute, but then when he said that, Roy was like, no. See, the hypocrite don't change. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. You keep trying to put a different dress on this hoe. That's still a hoe. You keep trying to put nice clothes on something that smells foul, and it's still foul. That stench in my nose is still there. That's why you don't leave your post until properly relieved. That's why you have to be alert to stay alive. You all keep getting tricked by these same dudes. So what Radio Raheem does, he does what most brothers are about to do that dragged Devin Haney the last 2 years. He's going to get next to a brother that will vouch for him, which was Danny Jacobs, and then like a snake, like a devil, like a spineless piece of trash, he's going to go do what he really came to do, which was be a puppet for the mainstream media's propaganda that all of our fighters are runners. But then when another fighter does it, when a non-black fighter slips, rolls, pull counters, well, they are, hey, I know some of you racists like that. I know some of you racists like that. You wish you could move like that. But check me out, family. Check me out. When they do it, it's cool. But this is happening on our watch. That's why we have to stay on our post until properly relieved. If we are strong, our women are strong. If our women are strong, our children are strong. But it starts with us. And the cowardice, the spinelessness that we have seen over the last 2 years has been on a level that I have never seen before from our community. So the hypocrite is trying his hardest to get that check. But let me show you how much the machine don't give a damn about you. The biggest fight in the last 10 years is about to happen. And you brothers who have sold your souls, they didn't call on none of y'all. If it's gonna be what it's gonna be, we gonna go get the real deal. Hey, Max, can I speak to Max Kellerman? Yeah, man, you know we got Canelo versus Crawford, and we need you, man. We need you back on the team. You know, Larry Merchant, you know, he too old now, but boy, we could use your help for this one, because the racial politics is about to get thick. We don't want none of them coon and Sambo ass Negroes that we usually count on. We need the real deal. I know y'all don't like that. I know y'all don't like that. But damn it, how does it feel doing all that shucking and jiving and all that shucking and jiving y'all been doing, and they ain't even think to call you? It's a bunch of y'all, they ain't even, not only they didn't call them family, check this out. The interviews they've been doing, they ain't call on none of these Negroes. They went and got Shaquille O'Neal. They went and got entertainers in a whole different sport. That's how little they think of you brothers. But I know y'all gonna keep on doing it. I know y'all gonna keep on going thinking that if I just keep on pushing that propaganda, if I just keep on pushing it, maybe they'll pick me. And they'll tell me, well, coach, you know, race ain't got nothing to do. Boxing is the most racial, tribal sport there is on earth. That's why when I went live in the first 10 minutes, I got either fake channels, which is probably brothers behind it, and also racist in my chat. But they'll tell you that ain't got nothing to do with it. All right, let's move on. And it's easy. It's easy to be a coward behind your keyboard. But let me tell you what they do, family. A lot of these cowards, they go to the boxing gym and see that they couldn't make it. They go to the boxing gym and they get whooped on by teenagers. Get whooped on. Then they try to go to the UFC gym and they see it don't work out there either, because their coordination just sucks. They just can't fight. So then they get on YouTube. They try to make a little channel, right? And now they can perpetuate their hate because they not built enough. They not man enough. Boy, you see this. You see this in real life. You not approaching me with no smoke. That's why you can't play with the devil. He's a coward, spineless. And that Patrice X30, they'll smile in front of your face in person while talking like that on the internet and at home. Now, some might say, well, Patrice X30, that ain't true. That's not true. X30, Patrice, is, like always, right and exact. How did Teofimo Lopez come up? He came up among brothers. USA Boxing. How did Ryan Garcia come up? Came up around brothers. USA Boxing. You got Bill Haney saying, these dudes, they done known each other since they were kids. So we know it's going to be competitive. We know they have to sell the fight. But would you ever think Bill had in his mind that this young man that grew up with my son would be on PEDs? Would you think that Floyd Mayweather, who saw my son as a little boy, would give Ryan the advice to come in 3 pounds over? And then when Bill says, they tried to unalive my baby. See, as a father or a mother, when you heard Bill say that, if you didn't feel something wrong with you. And what everybody keeps saying is, we keep giving everybody all of this grace. See, that small time crap don't work on me. See, because I know it's them that are lurking our channels, that sit. They're waiting for me. So they have to try to do things to take me off my straight path, because the very truth that I say bothers their spirit. That devilish thing that they have in them, when they hear the truth coming out of my mouth, it destroys them. And you got a brother like Bill Haney who still don't do what he could have did. Because if Bill would have said to every black man, it's up, every boxing event from USA Boxing to pro, we would have been with it. We would have been with it, because we had already let the wilder shit go. We let y'all have that. We let y'all have that. But that crap y'all did to Devin, when Bill said they tried to unalive my baby, I was So everybody talking this crap about Bill, be thankful. Be thankful you got an older man with wisdom that let cooler heads prevail. Because, see, y'all be forgetting history. Riddick Bowe versus Galata. Our people tore that whole ring up. I'm sorry, our people tore the stadium up. Everybody got their ass whooped. The only people that didn't was Larry Merchant and Jim Lampley. And that's because George Foreman stopped it. But y'all keep thinking it's a game. So this is how the house Negroes gonna come back among us. They're going to act like they've been with you the whole time, family. I'm telling you. See, I don't have to be everywhere at once. Salute, PGH Big Dog. I don't have to be everywhere at once. As long as we have at least one in every chat that's trying to perpetuate that propaganda, that can call it out, it make everybody take a step back and say, hold on, wait a minute. Because it's one thing for us to have this competitive thing going on, which is what Terrence Crawford was trying to say at the press conference before he fought Errol. He was trying to say, all right, look, we can be competitive, but keep it boxing. Keep it boxing, because this can get ugly. And if it do, what they gonna say? This how them Negroes get. This why they can't get together. See? He was trying to stop the BS before it started. But we keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So before I even keep going down my list, I'm going to qualify what I say. I'm never going to tell the family something, my family. And that's what I specialize in. So I don't even know why these devils would even come on my page, because I'm not even talking to you. I deal with you with extreme prejudice in person. I'm not a journalist and I'm not politically correct. I'm a God-fearing black man. If you ever see me in person, you're not approaching me saying nothing like that. So to my family that I love, some of our brothers are sick. They are sick in the mind. They believe that if they keep regurgitating these racist narratives, that somehow they would get some type of reward. You have no reward. You are always going to have to come back to us. And the question is going to be, what happens, or how bad is your chastisement when you come back? Family, listen to me. You can make all the money in the world for everybody else. When they get tired of you, they get tired of you. When you step on the wrong toes, that's it. Deion Sanders, who I thought they were going to look out for. I said, man, he's doing all these great things, college football, NFL, one of the greatest the NFL has ever seen. I said, I know they're going to take care of his sons. And family, what did we talk about when he had Ryan Garcia over after he beat Devin? We said, man, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. The very next week, what happens? We find out Ryan Garcia popped hot, number one. Then when it's time for his son to get drafted, they put him on the whipping post. He was shine boning like an MF. See? And what did they do? They didn't care about that. They still put that brother on the whipping post. They still said, we got to show this Negro. We have to teach him a lesson. Deion let slide with Ryan, came back against his son at the draft. Patrice X30, as long as you're in the chat, I know that I got backup. Deion Jr. defended Ryan even after the Klan and George Floyd comments. I bet you they don't do that again. I bet you they keep their black ass out of them situations. Because see, now, sometimes it takes some of y'all to get gut checked real quick for you to remember where the hell you at and what's going on. Because you get too comfortable for too long. See, a lot of times, if you all start paying attention, the Negroes that I get to arguing with on these channels are usually brothers who have gotten so comfortable, they done forgot what we've been through. They get up here talking about, well, this fighter can do this because he want to, and this like a price was not paid. Like a price was not paid. And you know what? I'm going to say something to those who consider themselves spiritual. We like to call out our women and say that they got the Jezebel spirit. I'm going to tell you all something, because some of you brothers don't really understand what that's about. Jezebel wasn't just about being a hoe. Jezebel wasn't just about her using her body as a weapon. The Jezebel spirit is about manipulation. The Jezebel spirit is about being sneaky, being envious, using your position to cause chaos and discourse. So a lot of you brothers got more of that Jezebel spirit than any hoe walking down the street. I know you don't like that. But some of you brothers got that spirit more than any hoe walking down the street. Because you are envious of your brother. You will backdoor your brother. Not only that, you come among the people where hundreds and thousands of us listen to you, and as soon as you can take $1 to turn on your people, you turn. All right. All right. So keep that in mind before you call a woman having a Jezebel spirit. As men, check yourself. Check yourself, because a lot of you brothers, I done asked, I know ain't none of you brothers here because they wouldn't be listening to me unless they might be watching. Shoot, we got devils watching. So if I ask you why you don't like Bill and you can't come up with a real answer, you got a Jezebel spirit in you and you need to check it. Jezebel spirit means you have a contentious spirit in you. And go look up what that's about. If I ask you, what do you want from a champion to do more than what Devin Haney has done and tries to do, and you cannot give me a real answer, something is wrong. Something is wrong. The brother Ice on the Joe Budden podcast, he asked a question to the men. He said, if your job was on the line for you standing up on truth, wouldn't you all understand why men are being spineless? I said, man, we done got to a bad place. Because the black men that came before us, whether they had a pot to piss in or not, if it got to the point where they had to be degraded, they might go somewhere and make less, but they were not going to allow you to disrespect them in a way where it harms their family, them as a man, or the future generations. So who's being harmed right now? All of this racist confusion and this self-hate that we have among us has trickled all the way down into the amateurs. And our children are paying a price for the adults' cowardice, for the adults' spinelessness. As men, scratching when you don't itch, laughing when ain't a damn thing funny. Our children are paying a price. Insanity, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So Turkey, hey, shout out to Turkey. He's putting on some great events, right? We might be getting Conor Ben versus Chris Eubank and this amazing card back to back. But there's something going on. There's somebody trying to get in Turkey's mind and in his ear, because you have to understand, even though Turkey loves boxing from a 1970s, 1980s view, but he does not have the culture. So there's somebody in his ear putting things in his mind and showing him, well, you see how all these people are talking about not running. So imagine they're in a boardroom and they're like, hey, Turkey, look at here. We have all of these things where they're saying, the top black elite fighters are runners. They're saying that this event was bad because of the runners. So Turkey, being from outside the culture but having the money, he's listening. He's like, okay, no more running rule. No more running rule, right? He thinking this is what needs to be done. He doesn't know that he's being curtailed and led by those who want to set you up for failure. Now, this might not be what they want, because if you close the ring in, y'all might start getting whooped in a way you wasn't getting whooped before, because you're going to start forcing fighters who have a higher IQ than you to start dropping you. But you know why they're able to do that. Think about it, family. Let's see what the family's saying real quick. Patrice X30 said, I don't trust Turkey. Queen Shower said, Dana, that's who's probably in his ear. That very well could be. The fact he goes along with it shows he wants to believe that about us anyway. Now, let me tell y'all something. When Patrice comes into the chat, I am never worried, because I know I got backup. Because I know she going to say something that make me think. If Turkey is going along with this, maybe he does believe that this is what's going on. Maybe he is on with the propaganda. Maybe he is just a businessman that loves boxing and not an ally. That brings me to another point. We have to know the difference between an ally and a devilish businessman. Now, I'm not calling Turkey a devilish businessman yet, because I haven't seen him do enough. But with the shadow of a doubt, I believe that Bob Arum is one. Without a shadow of a doubt, I believe that many of these promoters over the years have been devilish businessmen and not allies to us at all. But the insanity that we started talking about, it all goes full circle. Because look how we've drugged Don King all these years. Look how they talked about him like just the most crooked person there was. And the whole time, Bob Arum took a black-owned promotional company, made it his own, and has been a thorn in our side since. But we don't got no, we ain't got no, you know how spineless you brothers look every time they put a microphone in your face and a camera, and they say, hey, well, you know, Bob said this, how you feel about it? You're like, it's Bob. You know, Bob's an old man, Bob's legendary, Bob. Now watch this. A contrarian Negro would say this to Coach. After I just said that, he would say this. I've been arguing with these niggas so much, I know what they say and how they think. This is what they'll say. They'll say, well, Coach, you know, they don't want to say nothing about Bob because Bob might write a check for him one day. All right, if that's the case, then how come it was okay to disrespect Al Heyman? How come, if that's the case, it was okay for everybody to just talk about Al Heyman like he a dog? Drag Don King, who's still in the business, like he a dog. Any brother that's doing anything business-wise, they on code to talk about them, but you better not say nothing. You better not say nothing about Massa Bob. Massa Bob been good to us all of these years. Boy, you trying to get me in trouble. You's trying to get me in trouble. I can't say nothing about Massa Bob. We'll move on. How do you look yourself in the mirror as a man, being so spineless? How can our women look to us? Our children look to us. And the men are fighting with each other about nonsense. When my uncles used to argue about boxing, it would be something like this. Mike Tyson was the greatest heavyweight. No, Evander Holyfield was the greatest heavyweight. Well, Mike in his prime, blah, blah, blah. Well, if he would have fought Evander in his prime, blah, blah, blah. And it went something like that. It went something like that, right? Now, when you hear brothers talking, you hear, well, how many butts in seats? How many pay-per-views has he sold? Well, what about that sparring? Now, salute to the sensei Stormy B-Man. And Stormy B-Man can tell you all about this. Under this regime of cowardice that is hovering over the sport of boxing, Ancient boxing rules, gym etiquette, is now completely being destroyed. You never would have seen, and I promise you I ain't gonna be long, but I just gotta say this, family. You never would have seen back in the day sparring footage being leaked. Not only sparring footage being leaked, but now you got people doing whole interviews about sparring. Sparring used to be sacred. It would be years before you even knew Tommy Hearns sparred Muhammad Ali. It was sacred, holy ground. Walking into the boxing gym. It was a different realm. You didn't know what happened. You did not know what happened unless you were there. And if you were there, you kept your mouth shut. So now some of us have hopped on that train. Some of us have hopped on this train that they thought was going to take them up, because they thought that if they, tapped into the cowards of America. This is what you got to realize. Boxing is a world sport. And a lot of these bigots, whether they're brown, whether they're white, they never were leaders in the sport. The most they can do is join a commission, become a ref and get in the way, which has happened, try to become agents of chaos between the talent, but they've never been able to take charge of the sport because they physically just haven't been able to. If you're driving down the road and you get a flat tire, do you just leave the car on the road, or do you get that tire fixed and keep on moving? Do you ditch the car altogether because the tire's broke? Or do you work on that tire, get it back on, and then go down the road? Well, this is what's happening. We already had our own vehicle. But because something gets out of place, some of our people keep trying to destroy the whole vehicle and go hop on another one. I got news for you. There's nowhere else for you to go. Nobody else wants you. There's nowhere else for you to go. Nobody else wants your black ass. If you become a puppet to be used against your own people in this sport, and you hop on this train about no running and Tom and Jerry, the only reason why somebody like Radio Raheem can do what he's doing is because you all keep letting this fool among you. You let Radio Raheem get away with egregious crap, and then you allow him to come back among us. So family, I'm gonna bring it to an end right here. Do not let them cause confusion and division amongst us with this Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney fight. If you all didn't learn anything else from this live, those who got here early, all my people I had to give a wrench to. There were bigots and devils flooding my chat before I even got cooking. Because it is in their nature. And because they showed their hand, they can't take it back. It is in their nature to cause chaos. It is in their nature to cause confusion. They have a nature like a sociopathic devil that they are. When you want peace, they want violence. When you bring them violence and are stronger in your violence, they want to play like a victim. That is a sociopath. Their very nature is wicked. They cannot stand us sticking together. So anytime they see us unified, these hateful people, they have to insert themselves to cause chaos. But I didn't get worried. Family, you can learn a lesson from this live and those who watch it. I didn't get worried because I seen 3 sisters who said, Coach, you keep talking. You give us a wrench and you keep talking. We gonna handle them. We got your back. That's how we got to be with each other. And that's how we got to be in the sport of boxing. Everybody else is doing it. And if our fighters get off cold, they need to have somebody with wisdom around them to say, brother, you moving wrong. Brother, listen, where you headed, trust me, you're not that special. And that's one of the traps Shakur stepped in. He thought he was going to be the one. Brother, you're not that special to them. You special to us. And I appreciate you sisters. The queen of boxing media, Sugar Free Mars, Queen Shower, Patrice X30, K Fields, Queens. I appreciate you. I appreciate my brother, the village brother that came in. I had to give them wrenches to get these folks up. I had to do all types of swip swapping and inspect the gadget shit real quick. I'm like, man, they trying to knock me off my square. The sensei said a wrench will make them steel-toed Tims hurt all the same. It's my brother Stormy B-Man. I got to give him one. Let me see how you do this. Oh, he already, okay, it says, see? Look, Jamie Master Hunter. Look at that, family. Look at that, family. They still coming, making a whole fake channel to say the N-word. But I got to fight. I got to fight with my own. This is why we cannot keep practicing the same insanity. We cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That crap we did with Terrence Crawford versus Errol, we cannot pull that again. They are going to do their best to make us clash. Their best. Because they see what's about to happen. All of these bigots in the sport, all of these who disrespect the name of God every time they do some BS and say, oh, now I'm with Allah. Or now I'm with Jesus. Or now I'm with Buddha. Their future is coming as well. Because you cannot keep playing with these righteous names and things that's supposed to be on a high vibration and thinking there ain't gonna be a price for you to pay when it is. So you all have to understand what we have going on here. The devil can't help. He can't help himself. As I'm speaking, can't you see? They can't help themselves. This is who they are. Devils. They never approach me in person. They devils. They have to throw the rock and hide their hand. And they love to say they're not their ancestors. They're the same people. We have to stop saving them. Once we see who they are, once you are awake, stop saving them. They go bankrupt, let them go bankrupt. This shit starts failing, let it fail. Because these same cowards who are typing all on YouTube, they're going to be in the office, in your face Monday morning, talking about, hey girl, hey brother, how you doing? How was your 4th of July? Right? This is what they do. They just can't help themselves. So we cannot allow them to come in between us. See, Family, listen. People try to act like we tripping. Those of you who have been with me for months now, you know I only practice in my people. That's my concern. That's the circle I revolve in. I don't get on here talking about no other group of people. I talk about the spinelessness and cowardice among us and how we need to stick together. And even that bothers them. Now, imagine somebody like that being on the commission. Imagine somebody like that being the ref. Imagine somebody like that having the power to change your life. And death come to you. So family, I want you all to think about these things. Because the hypocrite is going to come back among us without the shadow of a doubt. They are going to come back among us like Radio Raheem is trying to do right now as we speak. All hee ha ha in Roy Jones' face. All in Danny Jacobs' face. Patrice X30 hit it right on the head. Or a police officer, juror, or teacher at your kid's school. You see, this social media thing is an outlet for them where they can get away with typing and then, see, let me show you I got this nigger. I'm going to get him fired up. Hey, listen, I'm a king. Matter of fact, just to make you more mad, because I know they watching, they just can't type nothing. Not only am I a king, I'm conscious. No, not just that. I know who I am and I know who my woman is. Not just that, in person, you can't fuck with me at all. Not physically, not tactically, nothing. Your very existence ain't, come on. So like a coward, you got to sit on, if I got smoke, guess what I do? I get up and I go find it. But these are the type of cowards we deal with, family, every day. Some of these cowards are making your food right now, which is why y'all shouldn't be eating at them places. Some of these people are teaching your children, which is why you need to have these conversations with your children every day. What's the teacher saying? How are they treating you? This is what we're dealing with, family. We have great fighters. Now that they see that they can't put their eggs in the basket of Teofimo, they can't put the eggs in the basket of Ryan Garcia, now they have to go to the black community again and have the black community save them. Because when everybody's in trouble, they come and suck the tit off the black community, and we feed them and give them life. We feed them and give them vibration. We feed them and give them talent. We feed them and give them a superior military. We feed them and give them a great Olympic team. We feed them and help them get the spaceship up into space. But then they still have the nerve to call somebody a nigger. Your mama, your daddy, and your bald-headed grandmama is the nigger. And it's Sunday. I said I wasn't gonna cuss. So family, don't ever let anybody pull you out your bag off of no words, because I promise you they're not gonna touch you. See? So like the brother Drew Titan always says, life is imitated by the art of boxing. So everything we're seeing taking place, they gotta reach back down into the black community, just like the Irish did, just like the small hats did, just like the Indian community did, just like the Koreans did, just like the Chinese did. They reach down into the black community. They get their nourishment economically, and they build themselves up just to disrespect your black ass. Now let that sizzle in your spirit. They suck off the tit of our community just to build themselves up and disrespect your black ass. So we got to get to a point, family, where we say no more. Because we don't need nobody but each other if it come down to it. If it come down to it. Because look what they got to do right now. Look at the cars that's coming up right now. That's probably going to be the most electrifying fights we've had in a while. Salute to the Queen Tay-Tay. Queen Tay-Tay, I'm going to hit you up. I want us to one day do a health live, you and I, going over some things for the sisters. But listen, you got Abdullah Mason. You got Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. You got Yardy and David Benavidez. You got Connor Ben and the descendants of the Rastafari, Chris Eubank Jr. about to put on an amazing fight. But the only reason why, and don't get it twisted, family, the only reason why it's happening is because the bigots that they were betting on, they lost money on. And they saw that their fighting is actually a mirror of the cowardly spirit that's in them. So now that they lost all that money, they got to go and reach down into the black bag and pull out Devin. Reach down into the black bag and pull out Brian. And I know some of you Negroes, I already know what time it is. Oh, well, you know, oh, that old Devin, he best to watch out. He best to watch out for Brian. Oh, that old Abdullah boy, he might be moving up too fast. Shut up. Y'all don't get tired of shucking and jiving? You don't get tired of being a spineless man? See what the family's saying. Let me calm down and see what the family's saying. Next time they reach in, they need to pull a nub back instead of their hand. That's right. That's right. And then Queen Shower, you right in the Zach. What do they say? But I think black fighters don't sell. Black fighters don't sell. That's what they'll say. But see, here's the thing. They'll say a lot of things. And then when the live is over, when I post a video, they in the comment section talking crap. Because you a coward, man. It's one thing to be a coward in the privacy of your home, but then to be a coward on social media and in real life, that is a heavy weight of cowardice to carry. I am a enormous supporter over everything. Love Dev too, but I am biased. Queen Shower, you are not biased. You are not biased. You are a lover of boxing and you are rooting for your fighter. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to tell y'all what I want to happen. I want Devin and Brian Norman Jr. to put on the fight of the year. And I want them to both be healthy after it and start just running through everybody. All the people that's been talking about no running. All the people that's been, matter of fact, specifically, all of these people that's been talking about this no running Tom and Jerry rule, get in there, get in a small ring with Brian Norman Jr. Get in a small ring with Brian Norman Jr. Until you devils who's watching, I want you to go watch what Brian Norman Jr. did to the last person that called him nigger. Go look at that. Go look how he stepped over his body. Go look how he posed on him after knocking his ass out. I know you love it. I know you love it. This ain't where you want to be because Coach Hudson gonna make you mad. And listen, hey, and your women love me. I take the shirt off and let the hair down. Your women love me. When they look at me, they look like they seen a ghost because the melanin is just popping. It's just, god damn, it's just popping. All right, family, it's Sunday. I'm gonna calm down. But look, family, I want y'all to think about this and let nobody play with you. Let nobody tell you these lies. Let nobody put us against each other. Nobody. All right? Peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it's always smoke to you COINTELPRO fans and you Neanderthal, devil, boot-licking devils. Peace.